Welcome, everyone, to our class today, where you will learn common questions and answers you can use at home. And you can use these every single day. So let's start with your kitchen. And of course, related to food. I'm sure you spend a lot of time in this area of your house. I know I sure do. So, a very common question: what are we having for dinner? Are you the one usually asking the question, or are you the one usually answering the question? I'm the one answering the question most of the time. What are we having for dinner? What are we having for dinner? Can you think of another way you could ask this question? Because there are many different ways. So feel free, share it in the comments, and I'll let you know if it's correct and natural. And instead of dinner, you can change it with whatever meal. What are we having for breakfast, lunch, dinner? And then you can say, I'm making. So that focuses on, of course, the preparation. If you want to use the exact language from the question, you could say, we're having. We're having. And notice the question and the answer are in the present continuous because it's a planned future event. I'm making chicken and rice tonight. So, what about you? What are you making or what are you having for your next meal? You can share that in the comments as well. What's for dinner tonight? Yes, excellent job. Just get that contraction. What's for dinner tonight? What's for dinner tonight? Very nice. What's the menu for lunch, Mom? You could use that. You can use that in a more jokey way, or if it's a special occasion and you are having more of a menu, we don't use that in an everyday context, but I like it, definitely. What's the menu for lunch, Mom? Wow, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Okay, our next one. Maybe you ask this in the morning, afternoon, or evening. Is there any coffee left? Is there any coffee left? Notice the importance here. Left. Left represents remaining. So in this case, there was coffee, but you don't know the amount of coffee. So you're asking, is there any coffee left? And then the reply, yeah, there's still some in the pot. In the pot, because we make coffee in a pot in North America. There are many ways you can brew coffee, but in North America, it's very common to make it in a pot. So in the pot, the coffee pot. But you don't have to say coffee pot. That would sound unnatural. So yeah, there's still some in the pot. You could also just say, yeah, there's still some left. There's still some left. So at the beginner stage, you can always look to the question to get clues on how to answer. When you're more advanced, you can form your answer in different ways. You don't have to use the same language as the question. Okay, Hidaki had mashed potatoes for supper. Very nice. What are we cooking for lunch? Very nice. It sounds like you're involved. So you are also going to be cooking. That's my cooking motion, apparently. Although technically it means remaining sounds too formal. Just use left. Remaining does not sound natural. We've run out of coffee. We have none left. You can use that. Run out is usually when the total amount of coffee is completely gone. If you can simply make more coffee because you have more beans, I wouldn't use that. But if there's no more coffee beans and it's not possible for you to make more coffee, then you could use that. Greetings all the way to Spain. Is there any coffee left? Sorry. Had the rest this morning. Exactly. Very nice. Let's keep going. Okay, this is related to this one. So you're asking, should I put on a new pot? Should I put on a new pot? Put on a new pot means, should I make more coffee? So sometimes native speakers will just have a completely different way of saying a common thing. The common way of saying this is, should I make more coffee? A native alternative is, should I put on a new pot? So pot represents pot of coffee. And then someone can reply and either say yes or no. If you want to say yes, there are many different ways you can say that. That's a good idea. Go for it. Sure, I'll have some. Yeah, I'll have another cup. So there's lots of different ways. I'm a coffee person. Seriously does not belong where you have it. Just, I'm a coffee person. You could put seriously at the beginning or end if you wanted. Oh, is there any sugar left? I need to bake a cake. Exactly. Very nice. Should I put on a new pot? Exactly. Why not? Go for it. Love it. How about here? Do you want me to heat that up? Heat that up. So to heat something up simply means to heat it. Now, to heat that up, that would represent, it could be coffee, it could be another beverage. Of course, it could be food as well. Do you want me to heat that up? So heat something up, make it hotter. So usually this would be done in a microwave, but of course it could be done in an oven as well. Sure, that'd be great. That'd be great. And notice my pronunciation of that would in spoken English will naturally form the connection. That'd be great. Sure, that'd be great. Yeah, I like this. Go ahead. Go ahead. Instead of it would be nice, I would say that. That would be nice. That'd be nice. Sure, go ahead. That'd be nice. Or sure, go ahead. I'd appreciate that. Yeah, it could be to heat up a cup of coffee that's just been sitting there for a while and you just put it in the microwave for a few seconds. But this could be anything. It could be a plate of food, whatever you want. Maybe you ask, are these leftovers still good? Are these leftovers still good? So you have some leftovers in the fridge. Now, leftovers, notice this is a noun. And as a noun, it represents food that you previously had. And some of that food is still there. So it's left over. And then you can eat it again the next day or the next day. But if it's from 3 days ago, maybe you take it out of the fridge and you look at it and you smell it. Are these leftovers still good? And then you say, I think so, but smell them first. Smell them first. So, because usually you can tell if it's spoiled. So, if it doesn't smell good, then don't eat it because it might be spoiled. A native speaker would commonly say, gone bad. Oh, the leftovers have gone bad. Or simply bad. These leftovers are bad. These leftovers are bad. Yeah, exactly. So with sense, instead of it smelling, just use the present simple. It smells. No, it smells very bad. Throw it away. Throw it away. Are you enjoying this lesson? Do you want to learn more natural ways to ask and answer questions? If you do, put yes, 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 yes in the comments below. And of course, like this lesson and subscribe so you're notified every time I post a new lesson and also every time I go live so you can join me as well. And I have this free speaking guide for you. In this guide, I share my best tips and advice to help you speak English fluently and confidently. I tell you exactly what you do to get started and the order that you should do things as well. So you can find the link in the description, or you can just go to my website, jforrestenglish.com. And if you want to keep learning real English the way native speakers use the language, and if you want to sound fluent because you're also using real English, well, then join my program, the Finally Fluent Academy. This is where you'll have the training, the guidance, and the support that you need to reach your fluency goals. And you'll see amazing results in 90 days, and we'll keep working together as well. Thank you so much for your support, as always, Ariel. And let's keep going. Uh-oh. Looking for things. Does this happen to you? So, what's an item that you commonly have to look for? Now, notice the preposition. You look for something. A lot of my students forget that preposition. You look for something. All right, so what's a common item that you look for? Yes. Hit that like button. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for your support. I'm so glad you're enjoying the lesson. Woohoo. Okay. Yeah, you could also say it's rotten. Oh, these leftovers are rotten. It smells awful. Exactly. Very nicely done. Okay. Thank you so much for your support as well. So, what's something that you look for? Maybe your phone. Do you frequently lose your phone, but lose it temporarily? You know it's somewhere in the house, but you can still use lose if you don't know where it is right now, even though you know it's somewhere. So, have you seen? Have you seen? And then the item, the thing, my phone. So, have you seen? It's in the present perfect. Okay. Because it's still possible for you to see it. So, it's an unfinished timeline. And that's why it's in the present perfect. Where's my pen? Have you seen my pen? Exactly. If you use did you see my phone? It has to be a completed time reference. So maybe it's, did you see my phone when you were in the laundry room? So you're no longer in the laundry room. So in that case, you could use the past simple to represent that you being in the laundry room is a completed action. But if you don't have that completed action in mind, then use the present perfect. Have you seen? Have you seen? Car keys. Yes, exactly. That's definitely one. Have you seen my phone? Have you seen my keys? And then hopefully you know the answer and you can say, yeah, it's charging in the bedroom. That's where you always leave your phone. It's charging in the bedroom. So you can just add more information. Of course, you can just say it's in the bedroom, but then I added the verb. What is it doing? Now, maybe that isn't always applicable. With car keys, generally, they don't do anything. So you wouldn't use an action there. Have you seen my key card? Absolutely. That would be a very common thing to lose. Have you seen my charger? That's my next one because that's one I frequently lose. Have you seen my charger? And then maybe the person says, yeah, I borrowed it earlier. So you didn't lose it, someone took it. So that's why it's not where you're expecting it to be. I borrowed it earlier. It's on my desk. Now, why did I use borrow? Imagining I'm talking to my husband or my roommate or a family member. Have you seen my charger? So even in the same household, it's still, this is my phone. So if you want to use it, you could ask. And then borrow means to temporarily use. So if my husband takes my charger for a period of time, but then he returns it to me later, I borrowed it earlier. But in this case, clearly he didn't ask, which is fine. But you can still use the word borrow to represent that. You could also just say, I used it earlier. That's fine as well. I borrowed it earlier. I used it earlier. It's on my desk. Yeah, I put it away in the drawer. Exactly. So I do this all the time to my husband because he leaves his items around the house and I like things very organized. So I often take his items and put them in places, but then he doesn't know where they are. So he often has to ask me, have you seen my, or he knows. So he's like, where did you put my? Because he knows I will put things away. I took it earlier. Yeah, exactly. Very nice. You can use took. I would probably say I used it earlier, but took is grammatically correct and I understand what you mean. Have you seen my wallet? Exactly. How about this? Oh, look at that. A common thing people lose. Now, maybe you're just, where did I put my wallet? And maybe you're not actually asking the person, you're just vocalizing it as you're searching for something. Where did I put my wallet? And maybe you could ask someone, where did I put my wallet? And then the person replies, check by the front door. I saw it there earlier. So notice this is in the past simple. I saw it there because the time reference is a completed past action. So earlier, when I was getting a package, or when I was locking the door or unlocking the door, or when I was walking by, whatever it is. So check by the front door. And notice this is in the imperative because I'm giving this as an instruction. Check by the front door. By means in the general area of. Check by the front door. I saw it there earlier. So maybe you have a storage area by the front door or a closet by the front door. Yeah, check your handbag. Exactly. Exactly. Let's keep going. Oh, do you frequently lose the remote? Do you know where the remote is? So you can ask someone directly, maybe as you're looking, do you know? Do you know where? Do you know where the remote is? And of course, remote is remote control that functions the TV most likely. There are other remotes that you could use before the TV. Do you know where the remote is? The remote. Do you know where the remote is? It's probably between the couch cushions. So between is you have the couch cushions and then it's there. So between. Does that happen to you commonly where the remote falls between the couch cushions? Yeah, exactly. Remote control for your TV. Exactly. Welcome, welcome. Yes, exactly. The thing you use to switch on the TV and also switch off, change the channels, turn up the volume, turn down the volume. Exactly. To switch TV channels. Exactly. Do you know where the children are? You need the children. Do you know where the children are? Otherwise, it's just children in general. And that isn't logical. So the children. Under the couch. Exactly. It's probably between the couch cushions. Now, notice here, you have to use cushions because it's not between the couch, because then it would be an entire couch. And then there would have to be another object. And then the remote would be there. But this is the couch. And then you have the cushions. But definitely under the couch. That's a good place to check. So you could ask, have you checked? Have you checked? Have you checked under the couch? Have you checked between the cushions? Yeah. Have you checked behind the TV? Very nice. Yeah, absolutely. Turn on the TV. So, turn on is the standard term, the standard phrasal verb. Turn on, turn off, turn up, turn down. So, that's for volume. Turn up the TV, turn down the TV. You can use the TV or you can use volume. Turn up the volume, turn up the TV, because it's obvious if you say TV with turn up, you know you mean sound. Yeah, exactly. Your kids probably could have taken these items. How about this? Where are the scissors? So there's always that random item that you don't use very often. But then when you do use it, you have no idea where it is. I think we have a stapler in our junk drawer, and maybe I use it once a year. So it's like, where's the stapler? So scissors, I actually use them more frequently. Where are the scissors? So you can think of a random item. Do you have a junk drawer in your house? Do you know what a junk drawer is? So a drawer is if you have a cupboard or a desk and you pull it out and there are items and then you push it back in and it's flush with the surface. And in that drawer is random items. And they're generally not organized. So you open that drawer and it's just chaos. And when you don't know what to do with an item, you just put it in the junk drawer. I think most people have a junk drawer. Yes, I do. Exactly. Yeah, you could say they're on the table. Where are the scissors? Where's the remote? Well, remote would be singular. So let's imagine you're using this with scissors. Where are the scissors? They're on the table. They're on the table. They're under the table. They're between the cushions. So remember those prepositions. They're in the oven. I put them there by mistake. Yeah, why not? It happens. It definitely happens. Okay. Let's keep going to cleaning and chores. So, what are some questions you could ask related to cleaning and chores? Oh, your ring. So, do you struggle to find your ring or jewelry? Yes, I'm always very paranoid about losing jewelry. So, I have a rule. If I take my ring off, I put it in a jewelry box. And that's the only place I put it. I don't take my rings off or any jewelry off unless it goes immediately in the jewelry box, just for that situation. Because, yes, is unfortunately a very common thing to misplace. Here's a great question. Who's going to clean up the kitchen today? Exactly. So maybe you're a parent and you have two or more kids, because if there's only one, it's clearly going to be that one kid. So you have two or more kids and you look at them and say, who's going to clean up the kitchen today? And surely none of them will volunteer, right? Okay. Or you can ask, can you take out the garbage? Can you take out the garbage? So notice the phrasal verb with take out. You take out the garbage, which means to permanently remove it. So you're going to take the garbage from your kitchen or wherever the garbage is now, and then you're going to put it either in the garage. In North America, it's very common to store garbage in the garage because garbage is picked up once every week or once every 2 weeks. So in the meantime, a lot of people will keep the garbage in the garage. Okay, so can you take out the garbage? So take it from the kitchen to the garage or the kitchen to the curb. The curb is if you have your house, your driveway, and then the street. The curb is at the end of the driveway, right at the street, because the garbage truck will come up the street and collect the garbage. And that happens once every week or once every 2 weeks. Rubbish is British English. We don't use it in American English. Anything. Oh, sorry, wrong comment. Any kind of garbage. Anything unwanted. Okay, can you take out the garbage? Sure, I'll take it out after dinner because maybe by the end of dinner, there'll be more garbage to put in the garbage can. Sure, I'll take it out, it being the garbage. Sure, I'll take it out after dinner. Yeah, can you do the dishes? Sure, I'll get to them after lunch. Yeah, so get to them. It sounds like you have a list of items and that you have do the dishes on your list of items. So you will do them at a specific time. But get to them sounds like you will also be doing other things. In American English, we use trash or garbage interchangeably. Can you take out the trash? Can you take out the garbage? There's no difference in the way we use it. Did you unload the dishwasher? So here, you're not asking, can you? You're asking, did you? So you're asking, is this job complete? Did you unload the dishwasher? So maybe you assign this as a chore. A chore is a task you do around the house. Now, so if you assign this to a child or to a spouse, and then you want confirmation, did you unload the dishwasher? Did you do this chore? Not yet, but I'll do it in a minute. Not yet. So notice, not yet. That's the short form of I have not done it yet. I have not unloaded the dishwasher yet. So not yet. It's in the present perfect because it's an unfinished time reference. So it's still possible for you to do it in the future. Not yet, but I'll do it in a minute. Now, the future simple is being used because we use the future simple for a commitment. So when you say, I'll do it, you're committing, you're promising. Not yet, but I'll do it in a minute. Now, in a minute doesn't, when a native speaker says in a minute, it does not mean 60 seconds. It just means in a short period of time. Or you could answer positively. Yes, I've just done it. Exactly. Great one. How about this? Whose turn is it? And then whatever the chore is. Now, notice a lot of chores use the verb do, other chores use the verb make. Can you make dinner? Can you make the bed, for example? And then some chores just use a random verb or phrasal verb. So you just have to memorize what verb goes with each chore. Whose turn is it to do laundry? To do laundry. If you ask whose turn is it, it means on Monday, I do laundry. On Friday, someone else does laundry. And then, or week 1, I do laundry. And then the next week, you do laundry. And then after that, I do laundry. And it goes back and forth. So whose turn is it to do laundry? I think it's mine. I think it's mine. I'll start a load later. So I'll load is a load of laundry. So a load is all the clothes that go into one laundry cycle. We call that a load. A load. So when you click start, when you push start on the washing machine, you're doing a load of laundry. So if you say, oh, I did 3 loads of laundry today, it means the washing machine was on 3 separate times. So maybe you have your darks, your lights, and towels, for example. So 3 loads of laundry. 3 loads of laundry. So notice laundry doesn't have an S. It's loads. 1 load of laundry, 2 loads of laundry. So whose turn is it to do laundry? I think it's mine. I'll start a load later. I'll start in the future simple because, again, you're making a commitment. You're making a promise. Yeah, why not volunteer? It's my turn to do the dishes. It's my turn to cook dinner. It's my turn to take out the garbage, whatever it might be. Yeah, you have darks, you have whites, you have colors, you have towels, you have delicates, however you divide your laundry. Yeah, I'll throw a load in. If you throw a load in, that means I will do a load. That's it. It's just an alternative way of saying it. Exactly. For commitments, use the future simple. It looks as in this household, nobody wants to do anything at all. Exactly. So let's say you're cooking. I spilled some sauce. Can you wipe it up before it stains? So maybe you're busy cooking and you can't leave the pot or it will burn. So you ask, can you wipe it up? Can you wipe it up before it stains? So we use wipe up for a specific spill. So just the area on the counter that has the sauce. Can you wipe it up? So wipe it up means to remove a specific spill before it stains. So to stain means to leave a permanent mark. So if you have white counters and then you spill spaghetti sauce or turmeric in a curry, well, if you don't wipe it up, It could definitely stain. So you have this faded yellow mark or faded red mark from that sauce, and it will not go away. And then thankfully someone says, "Of course, let me get a rag. Let me get a rag." What's a rag? A rag is a cloth, but it's usually a cloth that we use and we don't care if it gets dirty. We don't care if the rag gets stained or discolored or dirty. So it's a cloth dedicated to dirty chores. So cleaning up spills, wiping the floor, anything that will get very dirty. Let me get a rag. You could also say, let me get some paper towels. Let me get a cloth. You could use cloth as well. Yeah, stain is a verb. It can also be a noun, a stain. So in this sentence, in the question, can you wipe it up before it stains? It's a verb, and you know that because it's subject, it, the spill, the sauce, stains, and then the verb stains is conjugated with the subject. But as a noun, you might say, "Oh no, there's a stain on my white counters." Or, "Oh no, there's a stain on my favorite shirt." So stains can happen on clothes as well. Oh, yeah. Wipe it up, wipe off, wipe out. Yes, I did a video on that because they're confusing. So you can go find that video. Let's move on to relaxing. You've done a lot of chores in this lesson. You've done a lot of work. So now it's time to relax. What are you watching? So it could be a very common question. What are you watching? You walk into the room and then the person says, "Honestly, I'm not sure." Has that ever happened to you? Because maybe you just turn on the TV, and I don't know about what platform you use, but often when you turn it on, it will just start playing a trailer or it will just start playing something, or maybe you accidentally clicked on something you don't even know what. And so you could say, "Honestly, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what I'm watching." It can happen. What are you watching? Honestly, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Or, of course, you can share the name of the show or the movie. Oh, I'm going to watch the World Cup later on. Very nice. I have not decided yet because if you use yet, you need the present perfect. I haven't decided yet. I haven't decided yet. Exactly. I haven't decided yet. Can you turn the volume down a little? So remember, I already explained this. You turn up the volume, you turn down the volume. So make louder, is turn up, make quieter is turn down. Now you can say the volume. You could also just say the TV or the movie. If you know the person is watching a movie, you could say the movie, you could say your show. Can you turn the TV down a little? So a little just means a small amount. Of course, how's that? So what is this question? How's that? Of course, how's that? How's that? Anyone know? So if you say, how's that? It means you turned it down and then you want confirmation that the volume is now acceptable for that person. So, how's the volume now? Is how's that? How's the volume now? And then the person will say, "That's perfect. Thanks." Or, "It's still a little loud. Just turn it down a little bit more." So you wouldn't say bring down, you would say turn down. Yeah, or can you mute the TV? So mute means audio is 0. So it's not even 1%. It's 0. That would be mute. Can you mute the TV? I have to call my boss. Exactly. How's that? Is that volume okay for you? You could also say, how's this? How's this? How's that? In this context, they're the same. Exactly. Mute is 0 sound. Yeah. Can you turn the volume up? I can't hear the TV. Or can you turn off the TV? Can you pause the show? I have to call my boss. So if you pause, then also there will be no audio because it's paused, it's temporarily on hold. Instead of how about, how is, how's the volume now? How's the volume now? Okay, how about this? Do you want to watch a movie tonight? Do you want to watch a movie tonight? Very common question, of course. Now you can replace movie with whatever you want, and it could be the specific name of the movie as well. Do you want to watch a movie tonight? Sure. I saw a trailer for a new comedy on Netflix. So, by saying this, even without directly asking, you're suggesting that we watch this. I saw a trailer for a new comedy on Netflix. So, a trailer is a preview for that movie. So, it might be a 1 to 2 minute preview to give you an idea of what the movie's about. Now, we know the genre of the movie, the style, because a new comedy on Netflix. Instead of comedy, you can replace that. What's your favorite genre? What's your favorite type of movie? Or not even your favorite, but what's a different genre? What's a different type? I saw a trailer for a new on Netflix. What else could you say? And then on Netflix, you could say on Prime, on Disney, on Apple. I don't know what the other ones are. I saw a trailer for a new thriller on Netflix. Exactly. For a new musical on Netflix. Exactly. The movie trailer looks good. Let's go for it. Yeah. Let's do it. Let's watch it. Horror. Exactly. A new horror on Netflix, a new sci fi movie on Netflix. Exactly. Or wherever. Now you're watching that movie, you're watching that comedy, you're laughing away, and you ask, are there any snacks? Are there any snacks? You could also ask, is there anything to eat? Is there anything to eat? Are there any snacks? Now, a snack, of course, specifically is a small meal between meals. Generally, if you're watching a movie, may not be that healthy either. Are there any snacks? And then I think there are some chips in the cupboard. Notice the pronunciation cupboard, cupboard. So it does not look like these two words cupboard, cupboard, cupboard. Let's snack on some Doritos and popcorn. Popcorn does not have an S, so it's just popcorn. Exactly. Let's make some popcorn. There's some chocolate left. Very nice. Are there some snacks left? Exactly. Now remember, if you use left, it means you know there were snacks and you want to make sure but you don't know the quantity. Is the quantity 10%, 1%, 0%, or 80%? Granola? Well, that seems like a healthy snack. Very nice. Popcorn, exactly. Ice cream, probably in the freezer, though, not the fridge. The fridge isn't cold enough for ice cream usually. I think adults love having popcorn too. I know I certainly do. Are there any snacks? Exactly. Are there any snacks? And instead of snacks, you could be specific. Are there any chips? Is there any popcorn? Because popcorn, don't add an S to it. It's an uncountable noun. Oh, bananas. Isn't that a healthy snack? I don't think I've ever in my life eaten a banana during a movie. I like it. I like it. But a banana certainly is a snack. Absolutely. Okay. Now, you're relaxing, you're watching a movie. Are you using this blanket? So there's a blanket on the couch. Are you using this blanket? And you want to be respectful and polite. So you just ask for confirmation before you take it. Are you using this blanket? And then the person hopefully says, no, it's all yours, which means you take the blanket and you get all snuggled in and you enjoy your movie with some popcorn and a banana and you enjoy it. Cookies. Yes, nobody has said cookies. Very nice. Let's move on to some home problems. I'm sure these happen quite a lot. Are you dealing with any home problems right now? Let me see if I am. Thankfully, I don't think we have a lot of home problems currently. So maybe you ask, why is the Wi-Fi so slow? Ugh. Now, you might just be commenting. Often, when we ask why, we don't actually expect the person to know. We might just be venting. Why is traffic so bad today? You don't actually want an answer. You're just venting. So, venting is when you just want to get out your anger and get out your frustration verbally. Why is the Wi Fi so slow? But maybe you are asking the person, but the person says, I don't know. I don't know. How would I know? I don't know. I'll try restarting the router. So restarting means you will turn it off and then you will turn it on again immediately, 30 seconds later or 1 minute later. And then or you could unplug it, wait a period of time, and then plug it in again to force it to restart itself. Oh, I like that. I'll call the company. And good job using the future simple because you're committing to doing this and is a spontaneous. Oh, I'll call the company. You just thought of it. I'll call the company. And then you pick up the phone and you call the company. Yes, it is a common problem. Oh, this could be a good household problem, especially now. I saw on the weather report for my city, we're going into a heat wave the next few days. So, this would absolutely be a problem. My ceiling fan is not functioning. Exactly. You can also say working. My ceiling fan isn't working. This is interesting. I'll try to restart the router means that you don't know if you can do this action, but you're going to attempt it. I'll try restarting the router. So using try and then a gerund suggest that you will do this as one option to try to solve a problem. Okay, so they're not exactly the same meaning. And you want try plus gerund because it's one potential solution and you do not know if it will work or not. So try plus gerund for that. Or is the bathroom sink still leaking? Is the bathroom sink still leaking? So maybe this was on your kids or your spouse's to-do list. Maybe you have a really handy son and you want to confirm if this problem has been resolved. Is the bathroom sink still leaking? So if it's leaking, it means that drip, 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 water is coming out even though the tap is off. And then, yeah, a little, a little. We should probably call someone. So call someone means I tried to fix it myself. It didn't work. So now I need to call a plumber or call someone who is qualified. Yeah, exactly. Let's call the plumber. Exactly. How about this? Why is it so cold in here? Ooh, why is it so cold in here? I opened all the windows earlier. Hmm. So maybe you open the windows and then you left them open all night and it got cold overnight. So now, why is it so cold in here? I opened all the windows earlier. So that could be the reason why. Opposite. Why is it so hot in here? The AC must be acting up again. What does it mean to act up? The AC, so the air conditioner or the air conditioning, both of those are fine. The AC, the AC, the AC must be, because you're making a prediction, so must be doing something. You're making a prediction, must be, and then the doing is acting up again. Again is important because it means it did it previously and it's repetitive. So acting up means not behaving properly. Yeah. So it's working poorly. And you can use that with people. So kids, we often use this to describe children's behavior. Oh, my son's been acting up. So not behaving in the sense of how he is supposed to behave in school or in a specific situation. But we also use this for electronics specifically. Yeah, it's not working the way it's supposed to work. And we have before bed, but we're at the end of our lesson, so we'll have to save that for another time. And you can get this free speaking guide. Remember, in this guide, I share 6 tips on how to speak English fluently and confidently. You can find the link in the description, or you can go to my website and download it. And also, if you want to keep learning natural expressions, if you want my personal support as well, and if you want the full plan, the guidance, the support that you need to reach your fluency goals, you can get that in the Finally Fluent Academy. And if you enjoyed this lesson, put yes, 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 put yes, yes, yes in the comments so I know you enjoyed it. And I know you want more lessons just like this as well. And make sure you like this lesson to show your support and then subscribe so you're notified every time I post another lesson. Exactly. Maybe it will be next week. Thank you so much, everyone. I'm so glad you enjoyed the lesson. And yes, I'll I'll hit the sack. Exactly. I'll go to bed. I'll hit the sack. Oh, got a lot of apples. I appreciate that. Thank you so much, everyone. Woohoo. All right. Bye. Have a wonderful, wonderful day, night, week, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.